What's going on, guys? Josh Baldwin here, and welcome back to my brand new YouTube channel, Mad Money Millennial. Thank you so much to those of you who watched my last video on the second stimulus check. And holy cow, it's only been a week and a lot has gone down. So last week we covered the $600 stimulus checks that we just received and other parts of the newly unveiled $900 billion coronavirus relief package. So in this week's video, I wanted to cover a couple of announcements on the new stimulus check, as well as provide you guys a bit of information on Biden's new stimulus plan. First of all, I think a lot of us ended up getting the same reaction to how much we ended up receiving in the latest stimulus check after 8 months of waiting. 50% of the amount we received in May, right after the most expensive season of the year, wasn't exactly the biggest help. But I hope the majority of you did the right thing and used that money to pay down your debts or to invest it in something that will provide you with high rates of return. With rising costs of inflation, it's becoming a lot less effective financially to keep money stashed away in bank accounts. In fact, core inflation is expected to run at about 2.3% in 2021, up from 1.6% at the end of 2020. So without further ado, let's get into it. According to CNBC, President-elect Joe Biden is expected to take office January 20th, and one of his first priorities is a larger stimulus payment. Biden actually unveiled his brand new $1.9 trillion stimulus package on Thursday, January 14th, 2021. Now, according to Forbes, Biden's plan will include an additional $1,400 payment to be paid out to the people who received the first $600 stimulus. Now, other parts of this plan will include expanded federal unemployment benefits, a $15 minimum wage, paid sick leave, and investments in public health infrastructure, including funding for vaccine distribution. Now, some articles online can make it seem confusing and look like you're getting an additional $2,000, but in reality, you'll be receiving $1,400 paid to you via the normal delivery methods, either direct deposit or by check. Now, one interesting part about this whole stimulus plan is that it's actually starting to receive some bipartisan support. While Republicans were initially hesitant to support a larger payment, several Republican senators actually came out of the woodwork to pledge their support for a larger payment. In fact, the president-elect just recently received a letter from Republican Senator Mark Rubio urging him to follow through with the larger payment. Okay, and in other news, oh boy. After a huge holiday spending season, large retail companies including Lululemon, Crocs, and Zumiez just announced better than expected fourth quarter results. Ladies and gentlemen, please prioritize your expenses. Bills come first, luxuries come last. And especially during these uncertain times, the importance of keeping an emergency fund has become more relevant now more than ever. Now is the time to take advantage of all the expenses that you're saving on by being at home. Now, while it's typically recommended to be saving at least 3 to 6 months of expenses in your emergency fund, I can totally understand how that could be difficult for folks nowadays, including me. Instead, aim to save at least a few $100s extra in your paycheck each month, keep it in a high-yield savings account, and then just try to add to it little by little over time.
Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door.
Now, if you're looking for more information on money management, you can look at my first video where I explain exactly how I was able to pay off over $100,000 in student loan debt in 3 years by prioritizing and categorizing my expenses. One key takeaway of that video was expenses that you can neither control nor avoid always come first. Man, y'all can't even go out to show off these clothes anyway. Just save the swag for after COVID. And don't blow any of it during these uncertain financial times, please. Now, for those of you who did not receive your first stimulus check, please listen closely. When you file your 2020 tax return, whether you use TurboTax or you have an accountant, make sure you ask or inquire about the Recovery Rebate Tax Credit. This is how the IRS is planning to pay individuals who did not receive their check the first time. So please keep that one in mind as we get closer to tax season. Also, if you are a customer of any of the following tax preparation companies and you did not receive your first stimulus check, then you may have been impacted by a system error that resulted in checks being sent out to either inactive or closed accounts. Some of the largest firms affected by this system error include H&R Block, TurboTax, Jackson Hewitt, and TaxAct. The IRS is now working closely with these companies to try and get this money rerouted back to the individuals who were supposed to receive these stimulus checks in the first place. In fact, Jackson Hewitt, Republic Bank, and Tax Act have all pledged their intent to start sending out the missing checks to those individuals starting February 1st. Now, if all else fails and you still never receive a check, always remember you can file for the Recovery Rebate Tax Credit with your 2020 return, and at least get your money that way. And as I mentioned in my last video, if you're wanting to check the status of your payment, you can go to the IRS website, you can click on the Get My Payment link, and you can fill out the short application form. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you for the latest updates on the stimulus check, as well as on Biden's brand new $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. If you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, if you found it educational, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Brand new videos uploaded every Friday, so please stay tuned. And as always, stay hustling, and I'll see you guys next week.